What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Break It Down, the show where we get to speak with some amazing artists and dissect songs and music videos and get a little peek behind the curtain as to what goes into making some of this amazing material that we get to view and hear. And back with us again today is my man, GoD. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, brother.
The album is RevILLutionAries. It is yourself and Revelation. It's available now everywhere. It's been out 2 months or so now. So how's the reception been? What I know people have been in your neighborhood and where you work. They keep bringing it up. So what's the reception been overall?
Overall, man, it's been a great reception. There was a lot of people that got at me that hadn't heard me in years and was like, man, I'm really happy that you kept going with this. It's been a long time. And I've had a lot of friends telling me for a long time, you need to make something else. You need to make something else. And I had a really bad health scare a few years ago. And that was another thing that really got me and Rev linked up, where, you realize life is really short. And it wasn't like we were enemies or anything, but it was too short to be leaving out people that close to you. And it was also just like, yeah, let's get this project done. I mean, like, it was cool. And I got a buddy of mine in California that would literally text me almost like weekly to daily, like, when are you going to do music? When are you going to make music? When are you going to make music? So I finally was like, man, I'm doing something right now. Stop texting me. I got something going on right now. So just, I'm very, very, very proud of this album. Very proud of it.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Is it a ongoing, lingering health issue, or have you beat it and you passed it?
I'm definitely past it, man. It was
excellent.
I had some infection and a virus, whatnot, laid me out in the hospital. God, I'm terrible at words today. For about 12 days. Somebody was looking over my black ass because I'm still here. So without getting into too much detail, but it was real scary or whatnot. It makes you realize a lot of things. And, one of the things that I love music, you know what I mean? And the fact that I hadn't been making any, I was just like, wow, maybe I really should start getting back into writing serious again and doing something. So, kind of I'm not saying it was a good thing it happened, but it definitely put a foot in my ass to keep going, to get this going.
Yeah, it puts things into perspective and gives you a new motivation to accomplish the things that weren't as important before, but now that you see that time and life is valuable, that hey, I got to take care of business, right?
Sir, you ain't never lied. 100%.
Today I want to get into A Game featuring Mayhem of EMS, produced by Gajos. Gajos. We say Gajos because, well, I don't know how they say it in Poland. I've only met him once over Zoom. He's produced a bunch of songs for M.Dot and Rev and EMS. Yeah. He's an incredible producer.
We listened to a lot of his beats. Like, there was at one point where
you probably could have done an album with just his beats.
For real. Like, there was at one point where it was like we thought we had too much. And we had to scale back, man. Like, it was real easy to pick his stuff and real easy to write to, man. Like, you just get into a rhythm once you hear one of his beats. So it was, I'm gonna call him Gajos too, just in case, because you met him and I didn't. So
Well, we always called him Gajos, and then Dot was in Poland, and they were like, "Who's Gajos?" And then we were like, and then they were like, "Oh, you mean Gajos?" And it's just one of those language things. Like they don't really say H's over there. It's like art and art, like, oh, it's art out today. So it's all good. We love Gajos. He's not, I don't think he's a social media guy. So I'll have Dot send this to him when it comes out and make sure he knows that he's loved and appreciated. So A Game, let's break it down. It's a fun track. What's the concept behind this one?
A Game is simple, man. Is when you get into the studio with your peoples, and y'all looking across from each other like who's gonna have the best verse. I mean, and like it's always a friendly competition. Like the goal is obviously to make a great song, but you always want that recognition secretly, like, yeah, this dude had the best verse. You know what I'm saying? You want them to feel that. So that's pretty much what the concept was about. This is one that I actually came up with. So when Rev gave me the beat and I came home with it, it was supposed to be me, Rev, and my man Al Sinuous. But for whatever reason, he had a crazy work schedule. He really couldn't make it around to get to the studio or whatnot, especially at the time during the pandemic, for what his job is. So we ended up sending it to Mayhem. And Mayhem is definitely one of my favorite MCs. Like his last album, I think it was Soul It May Seems. Just crazy, man. That dude is so nasty. And when Rev was like, we can get May on it, that's a hell of a substitute. So he sent it to May, and I think May sent it back in like 3 hours or so. It was like sent back, like cleaned up, record, everything was just, and I was like, yep, this was the right dude to get on it. And just a crazy verse, man. Crazy verse.
I know in rap in general, I would imagine, especially with a song like A Game, sometimes you record a verse and then you hear someone else's verse and you go, I need to go back and rewrite mine or step mine up. Did any of that happen with this song? I mean, did you have something written and then hear someone else? Did you listen to May's verse first?
So here's a tidbit about the entire album. I did every verse first.
Okay.
Which was the most nerve-wracking thing possible. You sit there and you write a verse and you lay it down. You're like, man, I haven't heard Rev's verse yet. I haven't heard May's verse yet. And I think the only verse that was done before mine on the album is Workaholic M. Dot, was the only one where it was like his verse was done. And that's because he came, and I would give myself a little credit. That's because he came up with, he had the beat and the hook before, the concept before I did. But Dot was the only one that had his verse down first. Like every other song would be me going up there to record, and Rev was just like, well, I'll just bounce off of you. I'd rather get you done and me start cleaning them before we send them out, and then I can just catch up. So when we were doing A Game, and I had to go first, and I know that I'm waiting for Mayhem and Rev to put their verse down. And I'm confident, I love my verse on that track. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, B. like, oh man, I hope I don't hear this and you know, I'm in last place or not. So, but I thought all of us brought, literally, no pun intended, our A game on that track. And I think everybody equally killed it. That's my cop out. I'll say we all equally killed it, man, and made a real dope track.
Yeah, it's a dope track. You guys did all kill it. So you can be diplomatic. It's all good. The song's called A Game, features Mayhem of EMS, produced by Gajos. And we're going to give you a little clip right now. Check it out.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you brought your A game. A made no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you brought your A game. A made no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. That feeling starting to kick in, knowing who I'm on the track with, it's time for action. Where's my pen? Bars gotta be a little bit tighter, so does the wit. And I'm just a tad bit more slick with deliverance. Since I know the niggas I'm fucking with, same cats that push me like a bully, knowing that I'll push back for them. A gym is the goal, though we hostile. A hymn, I clear my throat and preach the gospel. My flow is doper than ever, nice when we separate, but together there's a murderous effort. Fellas, you better bring your motherfucking best, or treat the air around you like a damsel in distress. Save your motherfucking breath, cause my shit legit a hit. You know I spit flames or bullseye every time I decide to take aim. That one shot, that one kill shit, it never feels pain. The beats that I murder with y'all, I bring my A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you brought your A game. A made no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you brought your game. Eight mate, no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This is an A game. Better bring your A game.
That was A Game, features Mayhem. And of course, it's off the Revolutionaries album with Rev and GoDilla, and produced by Gajos out of Poland, who's an incredible producer. Look him up. He's got lots of stuff out there. Let's see what else. So A Game, you didn't want to like bust out some wrestling moves in the video, or
Actually, honestly, I believe the original concept was supposed to be in a wrestling ring, and we couldn't get the ring in time because Mayhem was only up here for a small window. And and big shout out to him for even fitting it into a schedule, man. But the fact that he came up here and was like, I'm only gonna be up here for 4 or 5 days, and came up here and did a video was cool as hell, man. So I was really happy with that, and big shout out to him for that. And we had a great time shooting it. The gym that I go to in the town over in Clinton, Chaconi's or whatnot, let us use it. The owners were very generous in that respect. And then the barber shop that I go to, which was right down the street, like the town that we live in, everything is right next to each other. So yeah, you know what I mean? So the barbershop was right down the street, and they was cool, man. And they let us do a scene in there. And then we did the other ones in Central Park where we was like leading the workout. So it was real cool. It was real fun to shoot. We came up with some cool stuff and some fun stuff. And the dude, my man DL, that shot it, did a great job. And I really can't wait for people to see this video.
Yeah, shout outs to Myster DL. Video coming soon. So hopefully when this drops, we'll be checking out the video, or the video will be released shortly. I know there's a game challenge going on right now, which won't apply when you hear this. But if you were one of the lucky ones to record yourself working out and you made it into the video, props to you. Make sure you share and tag these artists, so that we can spread some more of this good music. So before you go, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if someone came up to you and said, hey, I want to listen to Revolutionaries, what's your favorite track? I want to go listen to it right now. What would your response be? And it doesn't have to be your favorite. Maybe it's the one you're feeling right now. How about that?
If I had to go with my favorite, I always say I Apologize.
Okay.
But if because I love that track. I think it hits hard. But if I want to gain a listener as soon as possible, I would have to put them on to Woo Wednesday. And I feel like if you really are a fan of our style, then you're definitely going to get this track. And so I would definitely lead you off with that and get you curious for the rest of the album. So that would be the one I would say. But my favorite track, firstly, I know it's not what you asked. I Apologize. I think we both go in real hard on that.
Well, no, that's great. It's a 2-for-1. You've got the one track to get the listeners, the one track that's your favorite. So somebody can go and pick those. All the links will be in the description below to the Revolutionaries album. So you can add it to your Spotify playlist, iTunes, Bandcamp, download it. It's got a couple extra bonus tracks on there. Go support some amazing artists. It's real hip hop, independent. If you've got money for Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, you've got money to purchase some good music. So GoDilla, my friend, thanks for joining us again today. Let everybody know where they can find more about you.
Hey, man, if you want to look me up, you can find me on Instagram at thebees176, on Twitter at GoDilla, and on Facebook at GoDilla Lives. And
is there any place now that they can find you doing suplexes or elbow drops? Or
I'm sure if you actually dug up some stuff on YouTube, you can find some crazy backyard stuff. But I'll just leave it at that, man. But go get Revolutionaries. It's on all streaming platforms. You go to Bandcamp, you get 2 bonus tracks, and trust me, you will not be disappointed.
Awesome. That's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next episode. And a very special thank you to our guest, GoDilla. Thanks for breaking it down with us again today.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. This was a blast.
Yeah, we'll do it again soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Break It Down. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcast. If there's a song or video you want us to break down with an artist, hit us up on social media at OwnLane Music, or hit the artist up directly and mention our show. Maybe we can talk to him. That's it, everyone. Peace out.